This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, so now let's start and we'll discuss the flow, how MVC is going to work and what are the components we have. Yes, so let us explain the working flow of MVC, Spring MVC. So guys, coming about Spring MVC, so we discuss what is MVC in the sense it's nothing but model view controller, right? MVC stands for model. Yeah, M stands for model, V stands for view, and C stands for controller. Yes, C stands for controller. So M stands for models, V stands for view, and C stands for controller. So now model is nothing but you can say data. Model is nothing but guys data basically, or you can say object. Yes. Now coming about view, it is nothing but your presentation logic. Yeah, we can say HTML, we can say JSP, and so on. Now coming about controller, how we can design a controller. So to design a controller, basically we'll make use of servlet. Basically, we are going to make use of servlet. So guys, whenever we are going to talk about, yes, whenever we are going to talk about your MVC Spring, so here we will have two controller basically. Here we will have two controller. So what will happen guys? First, one client is going to make a request. So basically in case of MVC guys, Spring MVC, here we will have two controllers. So you can see we have one front controller. Here we have one front controller and we have one back controller. Yes, here we will have guys basically two controllers, that is first is front controller and second is back controller. Now, whenever client is going to make the first request, so what you will do guys, you will design application, right? You will design application. So let's say we have designed an application and with that application we'll perform some task. So for any application, first we need to log in or sign in. So let's say you want to log into this particular application, wants to log into this particular application. So what you will do in the sense, what you will do in the sense, you will click on login button. Yes, you will click on login button. So you are clicking on login button in the sense you are making a request. Yeah. So who are you? You are nothing but a client. So whenever client will make a request, first the request will be reached to front controller. First guys, the request will be accepted. Yes. First the request will be accepted. So first request will be accepted by front controller. This front controller is nothing but it is known as servlet dispatcher. It is known as servlet dispatcher. So first what front controller will do? Front controller will take the request from client. Yes, front controller will take the request from client. That request will be delegated to, we can say, inner controller or backend controller. So here we will have basically two controller guys. First we will have front controller and we will have one backend controller, you can say. Yes, so this front controller is known as servlet dispatcher. You have to remember guys, throughout the program we will create a class, we will say servlet dispatcher. So front controller we can say is nothing but servlet dispatcher. So now what is the use of, yes, basically what is the use of front controller in the sense, it will just take a request. Basically it is going to take a request. So it is going to take a request from the client. So this front controller is responsible just to take the request. So this front controller is nothing but your servlet dispatcher. Front controller guys, it is nothing but servlet dispatcher. Now we will have one backend controller. Yes, now this backend controller will accept the request from front controller. Yes, so it is going to this, it will accept the request from backend controller. Now, you know guys, backend controller will decide like which component need to perform what operation. Yes, basically this is the main controller guys. This front controller is going to it will just accept the request. Yes, it will just accept the request and it will pass to backend controller. Now coming about this controller, here we are going to write the business logic. Yes, how to create controller guys, no need to worry. Just understand the things critically first. Yeah, so we will have one backend controller. Now this backend controller is responsible to process all the data. This backend controller, basically here we are going to write all the business logic. Here we are going to write all the business logic. So now what this controller will do, so it is going to handle all the requests. It will handle guys basically all the requests. So coming about front controller guys, it will accept the request from client and it will pass to controller, backend controller. Now what this backend controller will do, it will decide like component which which component should work, yeah, which component should perform the task. So basically it will return model. It will return model. So model, you can say model is nothing but data. Model is nothing but guys data. So this front controller will pass the request, then back controller will accept the request and it will return some data. It will return some data. Again, that data will be received by your front controller. Again, the data will be accepted by your front controller. Now, then this data will be sent to template. This data will be sent to template. So basically this template is nothing but, you can say, view. This template is nothing but view. This template can be JSP, it can be HTML, and it can be many more things. Yes. So that model or data will be sent to this view template. This view template can be anything. It can be JSP, it can be HTML, whatever. Now, inside this view template, we will have something as view resolver. Inside this view template, guys, we will have something as view resolver. Now, what this view resolver will do, it will decide, this view resolver is going to decide which HTML page or JSP page has to be proceed. Yes, which HTML page or which JSP page has to be like proceeded, which to be displayed. Basically this view resolver will decide which HTML page or JSP page we have to project in the front end. So once this view has been resolved, again the response will go back to servlet dispatcher. Again the request will, like the response, not request, again the request will go to servlet dispatcher, and now the servlet dispatcher is going to get some response. It is going to give some response. So guys, you can say in backend these many Ramayana Mahabharat happened, but what user will do, user will make a request, instead of that user is going to get the response. But you can see in backend these many Mahabharat happened, but user is not, or client is not having information. Yes, client is not having information what is happening. Just client will make a request, client is going to get the response. But these Ramayana Mahabharat happened in backend, that information client is not having. So guys, again I'll explain the flow, listen carefully. So basically whenever we are going to talk about MVC Spring, here we will have two controllers. Here we will have guys two controllers, first controller and second controller. So coming about first controller, it will accept the request from client and it will delegate the request to back controller. It will delegate the request to back controller. Yes. Now, what this back controller will do, it will fetch the data. Yes. In this back controller itself, we are going to write all the logics. So this back controller is going to decide what to do now. He will take the decision. This back controller, guys, basically it is going to take the decision. What we have to do, because in this business law, because in this back controller, we are going to write all the business laws. Now this back controller will decide what to do and it will return some response. So basically you can say it will return view and model. It is going to return view and model. Yes, it is going to return view and model. Now it will decide which view we have to project. Yeah, which view we have to project and what data we have to transfer. So that will be returned by your backend controller. Again, that request will be accepted to servlet dispatcher. Yes, again this request will be accepted to servlet dispatcher. Now the servlet dispatcher is going to call view template. Is going to call basically view template. Inside view template, we will have something as view resolver. Inside this view template, guys, we will have something as view resolver. Yes. Now this view resolver will decide which JSP page, or HTML page we have to project or we have to display. How it will decide? So based on the request made by the client. Yes, based on the request made by the client, this view resolver is going to give a solution. It is going to give a resolution, like what data we have to display. So again, this data will be forwarded to view template. Again, this data will be forwarded to or view, not data, basically we can say view. This view will be forwarded to view template. Now this view template is going to give the, again this view template will return the control to servlet dispatcher and user will get to know the response. So that's what, guys. In between what Ramayana Mahabharata happened, we don't know. We don't know. And each and every operation, guys, it will happen in Apache Tomcat server. Each and every operation is going to happen inside, all this complete operation will happen inside Apache Tomcat server. Yes, so if you can consider, guys, yes, if you can say this front end, this front controller is nothing but he is Modi. Yes, he is nothing but Modi. He will not perform any task. He is not going to perform anything, but at least he will listen, like we can say people of India, right? He is going to listen and based on like whatever request he is getting, he will tell his minister to perform the operation. Yes, so basically your front controller, you can say is Narendra Modi, and this back controller, you can say ministers, his ministers. Yeah, his ministers. So now minister will perform the operation. So what is the operation, what is the like function of Modi here? Just he will accept the request. Yes, he will just accept the request and later, because he is on high post, right? He can't perform the operation. So he will just take a request and he will forward to someone. So in backend, someone will be there, so where in backend ministers will be there. In backend, ministers will be there. They will decide, yes, what to do. So they will take the decision. Again, that decision will go back to Modi. Yeah, again, the decision will go back to Modi. Again, Modi will analyze the things. Again, he can take help of someone else. Yes, again, he can take help of someone else. So here, help, we have something as view template. So in that party, we will have many members. He will take help of them. And that party member is going to decide what to do, what not to do. So that party member will give some response. Again, the main decision will be taken care by Modi itself. So he will take, he will collect all the data, but at last he will only decide. At last he will only decide what to do. So at last he will give some response. He will take the response from the client, and at last he will give the response. But internally he will make use of multiple component. Will make use of multiple component. So guys, you should know what is, yes. So here we will have two controller. Yes, we will have a view resolver. So this controller, front controller will just take the data, it will pass it. This backend controller will perform all the operations. He's going to decide, this controller is going to decide like which operation should be performed by which entity. And we will have something as view resolver. It will decide which front end page or which presentation page we have to project to the client. And again, it will give back the response to servlet dispatch. So like this, guys, it is going to happen. This complete Ramayana Mahabharata is going to happen in backend. But user will make a request, he will get the response. User will not have any information because we know backbone will be abstraction itself. The user will not have any information regarding that. Yeah, just user will make a request, he will get back the response. I guess, guys, you got some idea, basic idea at least. Yes. Trust me, guys, this concept is very important. Without this concept, you can't design. Yeah, if you want to design a application, this is very important concept. Yes, not exactly, but at least 50% you got. What is view resolver? What is front controller? What is the use of back controller? At least 50%, guys. Once we will do it practically, you will get 100%. That is my guarantee. Don't worry. But at least 50%. Yes. So guys, all of you take down subheading as, yeah. So if you want to take components, so we have one more diagram here. You can see we have something as same thing, guys, same almost. We will have something as client will be there. He is going to make a request. So we'll have something as front controller. Yes. And next front controller is going to give some task to handler mapping. So this handler mapping is nothing but your XML file. Yes, this is nothing but your XML file. Here we are going to do the configuration. So basically this front controller will make a request to control this front dispatcher servlet, that is your front controller, will make a request to controller. You will get from here, you will get model and view, that will be sent to view. So view resolver, so view resolver is going to say what thing we have to project. So this is the complete flow of your Spring MVC. So guys, just copy down this diagram neatly. Yes, just copy down this both diagram neatly, and we will go for program. There you will get a clear picture. If I'll explain you 100 times also, if you not do the things practically, you will not get it. Just complete this diagram. So once we'll go for program, you will get a clear picture. Don't take tension at all, guys. You will get each and everything. But this concept is little, yeah, MVC Spring is very important, and you can say little complex type. You need to practice at least twice or thrice. Yes, guys. So just copy down. Take down the working flow of Spring MVC, copy down this diagram, and I'll scroll down, even copy down that. Once you're done, guys, ping me in chat box.
Sir, model class is nothing but Java Bean class, right?
Yeah, yes, it is Java Bean class itself.
Okay, sir.
And this front controller, we will have one servlet, and this back controller also we will have one class. We'll discuss, don't worry. So guys, meanwhile we have a small announcement, so just listen it. Yeah, just if you are matching, you can register for it. Yes, sir, you can do it. Vignesh, sir, you can proceed.
So am I audible, candidates?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Am I audible? So
Yes, yes, yeah, you are audible.
SLK. Okay. SLK throughout
Voice is breaking now. We can't hear you properly.
18, 19, 20.
Yes, he is not audible. Wait, wait. Okay, meanwhile, you copy down, guys. Yeah, guys, just copy down. So one more flow diagram is there. You will get a clear picture, guys. So even just take down that and then we can proceed.
Now it's audible.
Yeah, now it's okay. We can hear you, but still voice is breaking.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Not
You can proceed, I guess.
the chat box. Okay. SLK percent throughout, 60% throughout. Take no masters. ISCSEC. Only core Java completed can 3.2 LPA. Package 3.2 LPA. Bond will be there. It's a nice company. Fine product based company, but it's Brown's dead is will be next week. Register immediately.
For SLK, right? Okay, guys, just three people copy down and just call him. I'll confirm. Only one requirement or two requirements we have. Yeah, because his voice is breaking. Just copy down. Just call him. Yes, guys. So currently only one requirement, that is SLK, 60% throughout. I shared in the chat box. If you are matching, just contact HR and register for the company. Yes, if you are matching, guys, ping him or yeah, just ping him. He'll add you for the requirement. This company is product based. This company is really good, guys. So please register if you are matching. Yeah, once you're done, guys. Once you're done copying the things, let me know in chat box. So guys, done? Okay. Yes, guys. So just better follow the first diagram, guys. You will get a clear picture. So whenever we will go for programming, so first what we have to do, we will create a servlet, we'll create a mapping file, and we'll create a controller, view resolver, and view. Yes, we'll see all each and everything one by one, guys. Don't worry. So in case of Spring MVC, guys, don't take that much tension. Yeah, just remember the flow. Yes, that is, we will have one servlet dispatcher. It will act as a front controller. Yes, so what this for this front controller, we have to do some mapping. So the mapping will be done by your handler mapping XML file. Yes, this mapping will be done by handler mapping XML file. So once mapping is done, it will make a request to controller. This controller is going to return model and view. Yes, then that we know what is model. Model is nothing but your normal Java class, or you can say object. What is view? View is nothing but your JSP. So once this front controller is going to get back some response, then it will send a request to view resolver. Now this view resolver will have multiple front end ways. It will have multiple hundred or thousands of JSP HTML files. Yeah, so it will resolve, it will tell which view we have to project. So that will be, so once it is going to resolve, we will see some view and we will get some response. This complete Ramayana Bharat, guys. We will see the things practically, you will get a clear picture. So guys, no need to take tension at all. So what you have to remember, just you have to remember 5 different steps. In case of Spring MVC, guys, you have to remember 5 steps. By following that step, you can write any program. You can design any type of application. Yes. In that we have to write many things, but basically we have to follow 5 different steps. In Spring MVC, guys, we have to follow 5 different steps. So we will see all the steps one by one. So first, what we have to do, guys? First, we have to yes. First, we have to configure the dispatcher server. Yes, first step, guys, we have to follow 5 different steps. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to follow 5 different steps. So first thing we should have what? Front controller. We should have what, guys? Front controller, which will accept the request from client and it will give some response. So how we can create a front controller? So for front controller, we will make use of a built-in class, that is servlet dispatcher. We'll make use of a built-in class, that is servlet dispatcher. So we have to follow the steps. So first we have to configure dispatcher servlet. First we have to configure dispatcher servlet in web.xml. So first, guys, very basic step, we have to configure servlet dispatcher in web.xml. After that, we have to create a configuration file. Yeah, in case of Spring, if you remember, we used to create a configuration. There we used to declare bean and all, right? So in case of servlet, if you remember, guys, we used to configure the servlet. Yes, same thing. First step we have to do, we have to configure dispatcher servlet. If you remember, we had a tag, servlet tag. Inside that we have servlet mapping, servlet class. Same thing we are going to do, guys. So first, what we will do, we will configure dispatcher servlet in web.xml. Yes, after that, we will create a Spring configuration file. Yes, after that, we are going to create a Spring configuration file, and here we will declare all the bean whatever is required. After that, we will create a resolver. After that, we are going to create a view resolver. After that, we will create a controller. So this is your front controller. This is the first controller, front. We have to create one backend controller as well. So that is, we have to create one more controller. Next, we will create a view. Now we have to demonstrate, once client will make a request, we have to give back some response. So the final view we have to create and we have to project it to the client. So these are the very basic steps, guys, we have to follow to write a program in Spring MVC. If you remember, guys, I gave the steps in Spring JDBC. Similarly, I gave in Spring Hibernate. Similarly, I'm giving in Spring MVC. If you are going to follow the steps, then trust me, guys, things will become very easy. Easily you can write a program. So guys, all of you just check down Spring MVC application creation steps. Yes, and just copy down the points, guys. Yeah, copy down the points, take down subheading and copy down all these points one by one so that we can go for, we will see the things practically now. Yes, just copy down. Just take down these 5 steps. Okay, guys, that's good. So guys, in JSpider, what easiest thing you learned? Java, SQL, or J2EE or JDBC, guys? What was the most easy thing? Yes, in JSpider, what was the easiest thing you learned? Java, SQL, JDBC, or Spring, guys, or Hibernate? Yes, what was the easiest thing? Okay, JDBC. Everyone, you felt JDBC is really easy. Okay, Hibernate, yes. So guys, if you'll practice, even if you will practice Spring as well, it's very easy, guys. Very easy. Don't see, now you are feeling it's difficult. Starting whenever we have started Hibernate, you felt what is this? Correct. So now similarly, once you practice this, it will be very easy, guys. Nothing is there, trust me. Nothing is there. So we will start with the program, guys. So what is the first step now? What is the first step? So in first step, what we have to do, guys, we have to create. Yes, in the first step, guys, what we have to do, we have to create, or let's say we have to configure the dispatcher servlet. We have to configure, guys, dispatcher servlet. So we have to configure this dispatcher servlet, if you remember, in web.xml. Yes, we have to configure the dispatcher servlet in web.xml. What about SQL, guys? SQL was very tough. Yes, SQL was very tough, guys. Yeah, none of you said SQL. It was tough, really. Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah. So what is the toughest thing you are learning now? Yes, what is the toughest thing, guys? Normal Spring or Spring MVC or Spring JDBC or Spring Hibernate? Which is the toughest thing you are learning? You felt till now. Yes, guys, tell me. That's okay. Okay, so fine. Let's keep the things aside. We'll proceed with our Spring MVC. Yeah. So guys, in last class we have created a project, right? So the project name was Spring MVC project. If you remember, guys. Okay, that's good. So now in last class we have created a project. The project name was Spring MVC. So I'm going to make use of same project. Even you people have created the project in last class, so you can open the same project, guys. So now first I'll create a package in Java resource, guys. First I'll create a package. I'll create a class, any class I'm going to create. So I'll just hit Control N, and first, so in same step, guys, I'll create a class as well as package. So here itself, I'm going to specify package name. So I'll say com.mvc. Let's say com.mvc, and I'll give class name as test. So simply I'm doing this, creating this class, guys. Yeah, simply. Currently we don't have any use, but since we start writing the Java program, we have expectation. We should have one class, right? So simply I'm creating a class here. Now we have to configure. Yeah, we have to configure, guys, dispatcher servlet. Yes, we have to configure dispatcher servlet. So basically dispatcher servlet is going to act as your front controller. So where we have to configure it? So we have to configure in web.xml. We have to configure in web.xml. So guys, you can see a folder here. Yes, you can see a folder here. So folder name is src. Yes, you can see a folder here. So folder name is src. Inside this src, guys, we will have multiple subfolders. So I'll just open that. You can see we have something as main and test. So don't, in main we are going to store all the source code, that is .java, and in test we'll create the bytecode. Basically you can see. So inside main I'll open, again inside main you can say we'll have Java, we will have com, we will have MVC test. This is complete package, guys. So let's not talk about this main thing. Inside this src, guys, yeah, inside src, can you see something as web apps? Can you see a folder by name web apps? You can see one web apps folder, guys. Yes, so here we will deploy. Here itself we are going to perform all, like here we will write all the programs. We will create the servlet and whatever is required we are going to do here itself. And in last class itself we have added all the dependency. So I'm not going to add any more dependency here. So I'll open web apps folder. So inside web apps folder, guys, you can see you will have something as by default you will get index.jsp. Yes, by default you will get index.jsp. So I don't want this currently, so I'll close it. Inside web.inf, guys, you can see we will have something as web.xml. Inside web.inf, guys, we will have something as web.xml. So here itself, if you remember, we have to configure servlet dispatcher in web.xml. We have to configure, guys, servlet dispatcher in web.xml. So we will open our web.xml. So guys, even you people just open web.xml. Just open, don't do anything, just open and keep the things. Just open and keep, guys. Yes, so basically here we have to perform servlet mapping. Yes, basically here we have to configure, yeah, here we have to configure what, guys? We have to configure servlet dispatcher. Here we have to perform, we have to configure servlet dispatcher. So what are the tags we were using, guys? In case of your normal servlet, we were using a tag by name servlet. Yes, this was the first tag we have used. We had one more tag, that is servlet mapping. Yes, basically we were using these two tags in your normal servlet class as well. Inside this servlet, we used to give two things. We used to give first servlet name, and then we used to give what, guys? Servlet class. Servlet name and servlet class. Inside the servlet mapping, guys, if you remember, we used to give again servlet name and then URL pattern. Yes, then we used to give, guys, URL pattern. Do you remember these things, guys, or complete you forget the things completely? At least remember the tags we were using in servlet. Yes, these were the tags we were using. Yes. So guys, we have a web.xml, and here we have inside web.xml we have to use these tags. We have to use these tags to configure servlet dispatcher. So you can give servlet name whatever you want. Yes, you can give servlet name of your choice. You can give a Spring, you can give Dinga, Dingy, whatever you want. In case of your normal servlet, we used to create a servlet class. Yes, if you remember guys, in case of your normal servlet, we used to create a servlet class and that name we used to pass. Yes or no? Yes guys, in case of servlet, what name we used to pass? We used to create a servlet class, HTTP extents and all, and that we used to pass here. Yes or no guys? Yeah, but since we are going to use here built-in class, so no need to create a servlet also. So you can give any servlet name of your choice. So I'll give a servlet name by Spring. You can give whatever you want, guys. You can give Dinga, Dingy, whatever you want. You can give your name as well. You can consider yourself as a servlet. And here we have to make use of servlet dispatcher. So basically, servlet dispatcher is nothing but it is a class. Yes, servlet dispatcher is nothing but class. So here we have to pass in servlet class tag, we have to pass the fully qualified class name of servlet dispatcher. Yes, here we have to pass the fully qualified class name of servlet dispatcher. But guys, do you remember what is a fully qualified class name? Yes, we can't remember. Each time we can't remember. So what we can do, you can open any Java class. Yes, you can open any Java class and here you can type dispatcher servlet. Here you can type dispatcher servlet. You can see guys, you will get here dispatcher servlet. And you, if you want, you can just go through the map, the documentation as well. Center dispatcher servlet is going to handle HTTP request. It is going to act as a controller, that is UI controller, whatever. You can just go through documentation. But currently I don't want. So I want the fully qualified class name. So I'll write this name and I'll hit control space. And at the top, you will get guys fully qualified class. You can see you will get at the top, you will get this fully qualified class name. So simply you will copy this fully qualified class name and you will paste here. Simply you will copy this fully qualified class name and you are going to paste here. Yes, so two things are done guys. We gave servlet name and then we gave the servlet class. That is, we passed the fully qualified class name of servlet dispatcher. Now I don't want these things, so let me delete. So guys, here also servlet name will remain same, Spring itself. Now guys, here what we have to pass in case of servlet, in URL pattern, what we used to pass guys? Yes, in URL pattern guys, what we used to pass in case of servlet, if you remember, just let me know. Yes guys, what we used to pass in
Fully
URL pattern?
qualified class name, sir. Fully qualified class name.
No. Fully qualified class name we used to pass in servlet class. In URL pattern, what we used to pass?
Form action equal to what we wrote, no, sir, that one.
Yes. So basically we used to pass the form action. What? Yeah, form action thing. But here till now we have not created any form action. So if you remember guys, we used to pass forward slash and whatever we used to pass in form action. But till now we have not created form action or we have not created any form. So simply I'll pass here forward slash. So it can handle any type of form now. if I'll pass only, see, if I'll pass forward slash fs, so it will handle only the form action fs thing. But if I write only forward slash, it will handle all the types of generic form action, or you can say JSP form action, whatever. So I'll just pass forward slash. So it can handle all the different types of form action guys. So guys, all of you just complete this servlet dispatch. That's it. Just we have to give a servlet name, and then we have to make use of a built-in class, that is servlet dispatch. So guys, all of you complete this web.xml. So we can say guys, this is nothing but our first step. So successfully guys, we have completed the first step of MVC. First step of Spring MVC. Just remember the steps guys, the things will become very easy for you. So we have completed first step of Spring MVC. Yes guys, so just go through to it fast. You can say we have designed the front controller. Yes, we have designed the front controller. This controller itself, it will take the request from client and it will give some response. Yeah, all of you guys do this configuration. Once you are done, let me know. So guys, done? Okay, good. So configuration, not configuration, we have configured the web.xml servlet dispatcher. Now guys, if you will see the second step, yeah, in second step, what we have to do, we have to create a we have to create what, guys? Here we have to create a Spring configuration file. Yes, so here we have to create a Spring configuration file. If you want, you can do with the help of annotation as well, but first we will learn how we can configure, yeah, how we can do it by using a Spring configuration. So we will go back to our Eclipse, and you can see, guys, again you can see the project structure. So we will have src. Inside src we will have web apps. Now inside this web apps, guys, what we will do, we will create a mapping file, or let's say we will create a configuration file. Yes, we will create a configuration file to configure servlet. Yes, or you can say we will create a Spring configuration file. So where we are going to create a Spring configuration file, in the sense we will do it inside. Yes, we will do it inside basically web-inf. We will do it inside web-inf. So what we will do, right click on web-inf. Yes, right click on web-inf, go to new and go to others better, and search here XML. And search here XML. Yes, we need to search what, guys? XML. And here we have to give, yes, and here we have to give your configuration file name. So basically configuration file name is nothing but your servlet name you have to give. Yes, you have to give your servlet name, then you will give hyphen and you will say servlet. Yes, basically, guys, what standard we have to follow? We have to say spring hyphen servlet dot xml. Spring, like what is spring, guys? It is nothing but servlet name. Yes, just now we gave a name to the servlet, right? It is spring. You can give, if you have used Dinga, you can give Dinga hyphen servlet dot xml. If you are using Sundar, you can give Sundar hyphen servlet dot xml. But in my case, the servlet name is spring itself. So I gave spring hyphen servlet dot xml. Next, I'll click on next and then finish. Yes, finish. Now, guys, we need all the schema of Spring Core and context. We need here all the schema of Spring Core and context. So if you can remember, guys, we had a Spring Core project. Spring Core, from Spring Core itself, we will copy. Yeah, we will copy the schema. So I'll open this stereotype annotation and I'll just copy the complete schema from here, guys. Yes, I'll just copy the complete schema and I'll paste in my current configuration file. Yes, and I'll paste in my current configuration file, and whatever is unwanted, I'll just remove. Yes, so guys, you can see we have created, even second step is done. We have configured. Yes, you can see, guys, even we have configured, we have created basically Spring configuration file. So guys, if you want to create a Spring configuration file, what you have to do, I'll repeat it once again. So what you have to do, you will get inside the current project. Yeah, inside the current project, you will get something as src. Inside src, you will get main. Inside main, you will get web apps. Inside web apps, you will get something as web-inf. So right click on web-inf, new, go to other. Yes, go to other and create a XML file and select XML. Next. Now, guys, you have to follow some standard, right? You can change the name. You can change the like structure. You can give whatever name you want, but for that we have to do some additional configuration. So that we'll see later. So just we have to follow some convention basically. So you have to give your servlet name hyphen. You have to use servlet keyword and then you have to write .xml. So guys, all of you create a Spring configuration file and add all the schema in it. Yes, and add all the schema, whatever schema we were using in case of your normal Spring. So guys, all of you just do it. Right click on WebINF, new file, select the XML, pass here servlet, like servlet class name, whatever servlet name you have used. After that, give hyphen, use servlet keyword, and then .xml. Yeah, all of you guys do up to here. Yes, once you are done, guys, let me know. All of you complete up to here, guys. If you're facing any difficulty, ping me in chat box. So guys, done all of you? Okay, no problem. If not done, take your own time. Okay. So guys, successfully we have completed basically how many steps, guys? Yeah, if you can remember, we have completed here 2 steps. We have completed, guys, 2 steps. So first we have configured dispatcher servlet. After that, we have created Spring configuration. So these two things are done. These two things are done, guys. Now we have to configure view resolver. Now we have to discuss and we have to proceed with a step, that is view resolver. So guys, basically this view resolver is nothing but interface. Yes guys. So basically this view resolver is nothing but it is a interface. Yes, view resolver is nothing but, guys, it is interface. Yeah. So if it is interface, we cannot create the object. Yes, guys. If it is interface, we cannot create the object. So we have to make use of implementation class. Since it is an interface, guys, we cannot create object. So what we have to do, we have to make use of implementation class of view resolver. We have to make use of implementation class of view resolver. Just a second, let me give these points, otherwise you people will forget. Just a second, just a second. Yeah, so let me remove this. So we have to discuss now what view resolver. View resolver. So basically, guys, it is nothing but it is a interface. Coming about this view resolver, guys, it is a interface. Now, what is the work of view resolver? Yes, we know, guys, basically this view resolver is nothing but it is an interface. So basically it is going to tell to the controller. Yes, basically it is going to tell to the controller that view on that which view, like which HTML file we have to project. Yes, basically, guys, it is going to tell to the controller that which HTML file we have to display, which HTML file we have to display based on client request. So basically, it is the interface and it helps, or we can say it tells controller to display which HTML, or basically not HTML, we will use JSP here, right? So it helps or tells controller to display which JSP file based on request made by client. So basically, guys, it is the one who will decide which JSP page or which front page, or let's say which view we have to display. Yes, so you can say it is the one which will decide. Basically, it is the one which will decide which view. So here view is nothing but, guys, JSP page, right? Which view, that is JSP page, to be displayed. Yes, it is the one who will decide which JSP page or view we have to display. But since, guys, it is a interface, we cannot create object, so we have to make use of its implementation class. So here, since it is an interface, we cannot create an object. So here what we have to do, guys, we have to make use of its implementation class. So I can give a point, since it is a interface, so object or bean cannot be created. Object or bean cannot be created. Hence, we need to use its implementation class. Impl, I'll say IMPL, impl class. So we need to use its implementation class, that is impl class. So the implementation class name is, so the impl, just for your understanding, guys, I'm giving these points. Yeah, so just copy it on better at last once I'll say. So the implementation class name is, yeah, what is the implementation class name? So the name of internal implementation class name is internal. Implementation class name of view resolver is internal resource view resolver. Yes, implementation class name is internal resource view resolver. So this internal resource view resolver, guys, it is nothing but, yeah, it is nothing but implementation class of view resolver. So let us go and proceed with the things. Yeah. First I'll explain, then we'll go for practically, guys. We'll see the things practically. So now let us move and see these things practically now. We'll discuss few more points related to this later. So I'll go to Eclipse. Okay, so I need to go to Eclipse, and what I need, guys, I need the implementation class. I need to create the object of implementation class. So implementation class name of interface view resolver is internal resource view resolver. So I hope all of you know how to create an object. So we have to declare a bean. Yes. So bean class equals to, and here we have to pass the fully qualified class name, and I'll say name equals to view resolver. You can give any name of your choice. Okay, view resolver. So RES. Okay, RESOLVER, view resolver. And here, guys, basically we have to pass fully qualified class name. Basically, guys, here we have to pass the fully qualified class name. So again, I want the fully qualified class name. So again, I'll go to your normal Java class, and here I'll type internal view resolver, internal resource, sorry, internal resource view resolver, and hit control space. Let's see what's happening. Yes, you will get, guys, a class here. You will get a like class name. So you can see we have a class internal resource view resolver. Yes, you can see, guys, we have a class internal resource view resolver, and you can see if you want to go for documentation, just you can go through once. Yeah. So but I just want fully qualified class name, so I'll select and I'll hit enter. I'll select and I'm going to hit enter, guys. So now you can see at the top you will get this qualified class name. So just we will copy this and we will paste in this configuration. We will paste in this configuration. Yes, guys. Now you can see we have created a object of view resolver. Basically, not object of view resolver, we have created the object of its bean internal resource view resolver object. Yes, so guys, all of you do it fast. Yeah, all of you complete this thing, then we'll proceed, and I'll write all the points. At last you can copy the points, guys, whatever is required. Yes, so just do it. Create a bean for this particular thing, view resolver implementation class. Yes, guys, do it. I'll give all the points, don't worry, of view resolver later. You can copy down. Now do this. It done? That's good. Okay. So guys, again for this internal resource view resolver, we have to set two property. Yes, again for this class internal resource view resolver, we have to set two property. So for internal resource view resolver, user need to set two different property. Yes, we have to set two different properties. So first property name is suffix and next is prefix. So first property name is prefix. You can say what is prefix, we'll discuss. I'll tell you, don't worry. So first property name is prefix and second property name is suffix. Yes, so guys, for this internal resource view resolver, we have to set two different properties. So first is prefix and second is suffix. Now basically this prefix will specify, yeah, so it will specify phase in which your JSP file is present. Yes, it is basically it will specify the phase in which the folder is present, or let's say basically this prefix will specify the folder in which the view is present. Yes, it is going to specify the folder in which view is present. Yes, folder in which view is present, or you can say it is going to specify the starting, or let's say it will specify basically from where to start. Yes, from where to start. But remember guys, this prefix property is going to specify in which folder your view is nothing but in our case JSP. Is nothing but in our case JSP. It will specify in which folder view, that is JSP, is present. Coming about suffix guys, it will specify the ending position. Yes, or you can say the final destination. Yes, it will specify the ending position, or you can say final destination of view name. Yes, it will specify guys ending position, or you can say final destination of view name. That's it guys for this particular view resolver. So again I'll explain once. Coming about view resolver, it is an interface. So it helps user, or it helps controller to display which JSP page. Yeah, it helps going to help controller which JSP page we have to display. So based on the client request, randomly it will not display any view or any view page. So let's say if user is going to click on login, then we have to display only login.jsp. So that is decided by your view resolver. So it will decide which view page, which JSP page you have to project, you have to display. But it will decide, view resolver will decide based on the client request, based on request made by client. Yes. Now, since it is an interface, so we cannot create an object. We cannot create a bean. So we have to make use of one of the implementation class. We have to make use of one of the implementation class to create the bean. So here we are going to make use of an implementation class, that is internal resource view resolver. We have to make use of implementation class, that is internal resource view resolver. And whenever we will make use of a class, we will create a bean and we will set two different properties. We will set guys two different property. First is prefix and second is suffix. So prefix is going to specify in which file, in which folder your view or JSP is present. So basically starting position of a view. Coming about suffix, it will tell the final destination. Yes, so at last where we have to traverse, same as of your form actions. In case of form action, we used to give some form action name. Yes, same thing we have, it will be specified by your suffix. Yes, so let us proceed and see the things practically. Yes, let us open Eclipse now. You can copy it on the points later if you want. So we have to set the property. So we'll make use of property tag. Yes, we are learning from string core this property tag. So we'll say property name equals to prefix. First we have to set what, guys? Starting position. Yes, prefix. And then later we have to set suffix. Later we have to set what, guys? Suffix. And for these two we have to set the value. We have to set the value. So I'll go for, yeah, and we will make use of here value attributes. We'll say value equals to, yes, and we will pass here value equals to. So in between we have to pass the starting position and ending position. Yes, so guys, all of you concentrate here. You get to know what is prefix, what is suffix. So I'll say my JSP, my view is present inside web-inf. My view is present inside web-inf. So I'll say forward slash, I'll give WEB web hyphen inf. I'll say, guys, my view is present inside web-inf folder. Inside web-inf, we have a folder by name views. So I'll say basically my view is present inside web-inf views folder. My, again guys, I'll repeat, will specify my view is present inside web-inf views folder. So this is the starting position. Now, if you will execute this program, then compiler will search where this web-inf folder is present. Inside web-inf, do we have views folder or not? Do we have views folder or not? So guys, currently we don't have view folder, so we will create a view folder. Yes, so we will right click on web-inf, will create a folder, and we'll give a folder name as views. We'll give a folder name as views. Now inside this views folder, guys, we will create our all view. That is, we will create whatever JSP HTML we want, we'll create and we'll keep it. Yes, so these things are done. So we have started what? Prefix. We have started what, guys? Prefix. Similarly, we have to set suffix. So basically, I'm going to deal with all the JSP page. Yes, so the JSP page can be anything. It can be sign in, it can be sign in, it can be sign up. Yes, it can be sign in, it can be sign up, or it can be anything, guys. So if I'll pass only sign in, then compiler can read only sign in with JSP. If I'll pass here sign up, then compiler will read only sign up. Instead of that, what we can do, guys, just we will pass the extension of view. Just we will pass the extension of view. So I'll just say dot JSP. So this is nothing but generic type. Whichever JSP file we will have, and if the file ends with JSP, that file will be loaded now. Yes. See guys, if I'll pass sign in, sign up, so only sign in.jsp can be loaded at a time, or only sign up.jsp. But what we have to do, we have to generalize the things. So what we will say, just we will pass the extension of file. Yes, so if I'll say js.jsp, so if any file is having extension at .jsp, each and every file will be loaded on the server. Each and every file, guys, will be loaded on the server. So basically, this prefix and suffix will give you one path. It is going to give one path. It will say inside web-inf, inside web-inf, yeah, inside web-inf, we have a folder views, we have a folder views, and inside views folder we have multiple JSP file dot JSP. So let's say JSP file is demo, you will get like this. So this prefix and suffix is going to create a URL. You can see guys, it will create a URL, and this page will be dynamic. It can be demo, it can be sign in, it can be sign up, and so many things. So basically it will create a path. Using that path, we can resolve our views. We can pass any view, we can create how many views you want, and we can resolve it. Yes guys, is it clear? Yeah, so guys, all of you complete this. That's it about view resolver. This concept is little lengthy guys, but you need to practice, no other choice. Yeah, so all of you guys do it up to here. So just remember this path. We will get web-inf. Inside web-inf, we will have views folder. Inside views folder, we can have any number of views. So based on the client request, we are going to get the particular views page. Yes, if user will click on sign in, then we'll get signin.jsp. If user will get sign up, we'll get signup.jsp. But all the views will be present inside. All the view will be present inside views folder. Yes. So guys, all of you complete up to here. So guys, all of you need to create a folder inside web-inf. Then only you can pass. Otherwise, you will get an error. Yes, you need to create a folder here inside view web-inf. Sorry, the folder name will be views. You can give any folder name, guys. Again, it can be dinga dingy, whatever you want. It is nothing like you have to give views itself. You can give any folder name. Yes. So give whatever is in which you are comfortable. Yeah. Do it, guys. So guys, done up to here. Okay. So guys, now copy down all the points related to view resolver. Yes, just copy down all the points related to view resolver. Yeah, first copy down, then we'll see. guys, done all of you? Okay. Shall we proceed, guys, or you want to stop here itself? Yes. Shall we proceed, or you want me to stop here itself, guys? If you want, I'll go, I'll proceed, otherwise I'll stop. Tell me, guys, all of you. So now we have to create a controller and we have to fetch the data. Yes, we'll proceed. Okay, fine, guys, then. So now, yeah, till now, guys, what and all we did? Yeah, if you can remember what and all we did, guys, we have created a controller. In the sense, we have created, basically, we have configured dispatcher servlet in web.xml. Next, we have created configuration file. Next, what we did, guys, we have configured the like web view resolver has been configured. Yes. Next, we have to create a controller. Next, guys, basically we have to create a controller. So, guys, to create a controller, yes, to create a controller, we will make use of normal Java program. Yes, we will use normal Java class. Yes, we'll make use of normal Java class, and we will make use of one annotation which is going to specify, yeah, which will specify that class as a controller. So nothing great, guys. What we have to do, we have to create a controller now. Yes, before creating a controller, guys, what we will do, we will create a view. Yes, we will create a view. So we will open Eclipse once again. Yes, and this configuration is done, so I don't want this thing. Again, this web.xml thing is done. I don't want. I'll close these things. Now I'll create a class. Before creating a class, guys, what I'll do, I'll create a JSP and we will create a view. So already, guys, we had a index.jsp. I'm not going to use that. Yes, I'll delete this. Yes, we will create a view here. So we had old index.jsp, we will not use. So first we will create a view. So right click on views and then click on JSP file. Right click on views, because like compiler will search the view in views folder itself. So we will create inside views folder itself now. So next JSP file, and I'll say JSP file as index.jsp. Let's say I'll write here index.jsp. Then next finish. So guys, you can see we will get a index.jsp. Now I'll print something, guys, just to demonstrate how controller will work, how we will be connected. Just we will print something. How to implement like things we will see. Don't worry that also. So I'll say hello Dinga and Dingies. Hello Dinga and Dingies. Yeah, hello Dinga and Dingies. Let's say I'll give h1 tag, or let's say h2 tag. How are you? Or let's say welcome to Spring MVC class. Spring MVC class. Yes, how Dinga Dingy is welcome to Spring MVC class. If you want to change the color, background color also, you can change. So BZ color equals to, let's say I'll go for this time yellow. Yellow, BZ color, background color will be yellow. And if you want to assign align in a center, so you can go for align center, but that's okay. I'll go for center tag. We know it is a deprecated, but that's okay. Yes, that's okay. I can use here for time being. Since you know UI development also, web also properly, so you can do it. So I should do, okay, just a second. Invalid location of tag. Okay. and the center I'll use inside. Yeah, body itself better. That's okay, let it be. So center I'm using these things I want in center. Now let me just execute this, and yeah, let's say these are the things we have. So we have created a view. Next, what we have to do, guys, we have to create a controller. Yes, so front controller we have created, right? That is your servlet dispatcher. Now we have created view resolver. Yes, next you can now we have to create a backend controller. Yes, which will process where you can write the business logic. So you can see, guys, inside the Spring MVC project, you will get a src main Java. Inside that, you will get something as com.mvc. So just hit enter and create a class, normal class. So let's say I'm going to give a class name as home controller. You can give whatever you want. Again, this is your just a controller name, so I'll say home controller. Yeah, so if I'll give a class name as home controller, it does not mean it will act as a controller. Yes, it does not mean, guys, it will act as a controller. It will act as a normal class. So I need to say, yes, I need to say to compiler, consider this class as a controller. So what we have to do, we have to make use of one annotation. So the name of annotation will be controller. Yes, name of the annotation, guys, it will be controller itself. I'm not getting, yeah. So the time you will use @controller, this particular class will act as a controller. Now let's say we will create a method here. Let's say we'll create a method. So I'll say public string. Yes, inside this controller we have to perform some operation. So we'll perform the operation with the help of method. So I'll say public string. Let's say home. You can give anything, guys. Again, I'm telling you, public string home. It is just a method. Yeah. So I'll say return, and this method will return index.jsp page. This method, guys, it will return JSP page. So I'll say return index. If you are going to make use of this, yeah, if you are going to make use of this method, then it is going to return a JSP page. It will return index.jsp. Fine. Now we have to map it as well. Yes. So when we will get this index.jsp page, when this method will be invoked, yes, when this method will be invoked, or when this controller will be invoked, guys. Yes, when this controller is going to perform some operation. Yes, when this controller will perform some task, some operation. Any guess when it is going to perform? Yes, when it is going to perform, guys?
When we are requesting for them to do the task.
Very good. Yes, very good. So this backend controller is going to, it will perform some operation whenever we are going to make a request, or whenever your front controller is going to delegate some request, right? So if you want to specify the home method of this particular controller to work only based on some request, then again we have to make use of one annotation. We have to say request mapping. We have to say, guys, request mapping. So based on some request itself, this particular controller will invoke. It will perform some task. So now we have to give here action. You remember, guys, we have to provide, we have to give some keyword based on what this controller should work. Yes, we have to say based on request mapping, based on some request, it should work. But we have to give some keyword for this. Whenever that keyword will be called, then only you should work. Yes, we have to give some keyword. So I'll say the keyword will be it can be anything. So let's say I'm going to give a keyword as forward slash home. So whenever you will make a request and whenever you will call forward slash home, then only this controller will be invoked and it will perform some task. So let's say I'll print some statement here. I'll say sysout. And I'll say hello guys. Yes, let's say hello guys. That's it. I'm going to print. So basically the statement I'm going to get in the console. Yes, basically I'm going to get in the console. So guys, I'll explain the complete Ramayana Mahabharat. Yes, I'll explain the complete Ramayana Mahabharat. So first what we did, we have created a front controller. Yes, if you can remember guys, we have created a front controller. We have created a front controller. Yes, so we have created a front controller based by using servlet dispatcher. After that, we have created some view. So view name is nothing but index. Currently, guys, the view name is nothing but index. But this view won't be called directly. Yes, because like this, we will have n number of views. This view won't be called directly. So we can have any number of views. So if you want to call this view, we have something as view resolver. But again, directly, this front controller cannot call the view. So it will take help of your backend controller. So first, this front controller will make a request, yes, to the backend controller. Now backend controller is going to return model and view. It will return some model and view. So in between you will do some mapping and all. That part I'm not telling guys. In between we will do some mapping and all. That part, keep the things aside. That thing, yeah. Next, it will return model and view. Now this front controller, again, it will check. It will ask for the view resolver. Again, it will ask for the view resolver. Yes, who will ask guys? This front controller. This front controller, that is your servlet dispatcher, will ask the view resolver to resolve. Yes, so based on what thing this view resolver will give some view. So based on this client request. So let's say if client is going to click on sign in, then this front controller will tell view resolver to give some view page, to give some front page. So now view resolver will come to this views and it will return you some view page. It will return you some form page. Let's say if user will click on sign in, then the request will come to view resolver, but directly request will not come. So first request will go to backend controller. Backend controller will make a request. It will return some model and view. Based on that, again this controller will call, or this front controller is going to like give a order to this view resolver to get some view. So once this view resolver will give some response, that again response will be sent to front controller. Now front controller finally it will give some response to client. So based on this request, you can see front controller is going to delegate the request to back controller. Back controller is going to return model and view. Model means data, view means like whatever pages we have, whatever front end we have. Yes. Now based on that, again this this front controller is going to order the view resolver to resolve the thing based on the client request. At last, this view resolver will give some response. That response will be forwarded to front controller, and front controller finally he is going to give response back to the client. So like this guys, it is going to happen. Like this, it is going to happen. So we have created each and everything now. Yes, do we have created each and everything? Let us see now. Let us go for the steps and check it out whether we have created each and everything or something is pending. Yes, just a second, guys, just a second. Yeah, just a second. So let me see the steps. Yeah, so yes, guys, you can see. So first what we did, dispatcher thing is done long back, then spring thing is done, configuration is done, view resolver is done. Just now we have created a controller. Yes, just now we have created a controller, and even we have created a view page. Even guys, we have created a view page. Yes, we have created a view page. So what is the view page? So this controller is going to return view page as index. So that is index is nothing but view page. Now from where we will get the index? So again for that you have to come back to, yes, again for that you have to come back to this particular servlet mapping. Yes, again we have some implementation class. So we have prefix, suffix. It is going to give some path. Based on that URL or path, we will get some view. Yes, so each and everything is attached, guys. Yeah, it is a process. Once you will start practicing the things, then you will get the flow. Now, so everything is done, guys. Everything is done. We have completed all the steps. You can see, guys, all the steps are done. First, second, third, fourth, and even we have created a JSP view. Yes. So guys, clear up to here. Yes, not 100%. You will not get, guys, 100% in first shot. You need to practice. Yes, but at least 70%, 60% you got the concept, guys. Yes, at least 60 to 70% you got. 100% you will never get, guys. This is not your normal thing, guys. You need to practice. Based on your hard work, hard labor, you will get the things. Yes. So fine, guys. Now can we execute? Can we execute our program? So simply, guys, just we are printing a small demo type we are using, guys. We will see how to transfer the data from view to controller now. That part we'll discuss. No need to worry. So guys, can we execute this? Yes, guys, can we execute or no? What do you think? Can we execute this? Yeah, can we execute? Yes, we can execute, guys, but we have to do small change in our program. So here we have used one annotation. Yes, here, guys, we have used one annotation. So how to enable the annotation in case of strings, guys? Yes, how to enable the annotation? So we have to make use of, if
Components.
you, yes, so we have to say context, okay, context component scan, right? So context component scan, and here we have to pass the package name. So if you remember, guys, we have used annotation in this particular class, yes, in the home controller, but what we will do, we'll pass the complete package. We'll pass the complete package. So we'll pass the package here. Now our work is done. Everything is done. Mapping is done. Each and everything has been enabled. So now let us proceed and execute, and we'll see whether we are getting some output or error. Fine, just will execute, guys. So this program you have to execute on Apache Tomcat. Yes, because since it's a web application, you cannot execute on the Java application. Yes, so just what we can do, we will right click, you will right click on project. Many more things, guys, we have to discuss. Just it is basic thing we have learned, guys. How to combine the things, how to transfer the data we didn't learn. Simply we are printing the things. How to transfer the data from controller to view, and many more things we have to learn. So don't worry. First we will see the things. Yeah. Whether this is working or not, then based on that we'll proceed. So now if you can see, guys, we have designed static page. Yes, but what if we want to design a static page, then what is the need of JSP? We can go with HTML. So these things even we have to discuss, guys, how to make the page dynamic and how to transfer the data. So first we will execute this. We might get an error also. Let's see. Pray from God, we should not get the error. Yes. Dhak, 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 dhak. Yeah, let's see. We will get one error, I know. We'll fix it up.
Request resource is not available, sir.
Okay, we'll see. You're getting error. Okay, that's okay. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, in my case, it's not at all working. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Oh God. Okay, let me start once again. My Apache Tomcat fails to execute. What resource you have to pass? I'll tell you. Don't worry. Because we have deleted few things, right? And the resources present inside views folder. So that we have to configure, like that we have to pass explicitly. This time it should work, otherwise waste. Okay guys, all of you execute in your system once, you will get one error. I know 404 something you will get, yeah? So that we will do it off. Just execute it once and let's see what's happening. Oh God. Okay, no problem. Just you people execute in your system.
Sir, I'm getting
Okay.
error, sir.
You're
Requested
getting
resource.
404 error, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you have to pass the resource name. I'll tell you. Okay, that's just a second, guys. Let me clean the project because I have multiple files, many more things are there. We'll wait for 1 minute, guys. It will be done soon. Just a second, guys. Just hold on. Now I guess it should work. Next, I deploy all the application. Finish. Now let me try once again. I'll refresh my project once. Okay. Now I'll execute this. Let's see whether I'm getting the same error or what. Yes, I got something. Let's see, wait for one few seconds. Yeah, all of you are getting same error, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So basically we have to pass the resource name here now. We have to pass the resource name. So what you want to fetch now, you want to fetch the index.jsp, right? Now, who will return this index.jsp? So that index.jsp will be returned by home controller. So we have to specify the path. What is the path, guys? We have to say forward/home. So path is forward/home. So let us go back, and after this, let us write home and execute. Still the same? Okay, still the same, guys. Okay, just a second. Let me check. Let me check. But this time we should not get this. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Yeah, so here you can see in console I'm getting the output. Yeah, here in console there is no error. Yeah, in console there is no error, but some mistake we did in configuration or what. So return home. No, that's it. It should work. Fine. We will redeploy the application once again. Let's see. Let's see. Let me redeploy the application. Okay. Oh, that's okay. No problem at all. So again, we will redeploy the application. Right click, run as, run on server. Next, finish. Then see when if this time we are not getting, then there is some error, like the mistake. The mistake is there in configuration. So I'll fire here home. No, 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 we are not getting, we are not getting. Yes, guys, even if people are getting the same after firing home as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we did some mistake. Now let us have a look. The subject mapping is done. .jsp suffix value. This index thing is no doubt. Nothing is wrong here. Okay, this class is not required here. Home controller is okay, and this is okay. Okay, so I have one more project. Let me try that. Just a second, guys. What mistake we did? Let's see. Some minor mistake, guys, in some URL and all. Okay, so my old project, I'm getting output. Why not for this project? Okay, fine. For this, I'm getting output. Just a second, guys. Just wait for 1 minute. Let me see. Okay, so guys, small mistake, very minor mistake we did. After this views, yeah. So we discussed what is this prefix and suffix, right? So basically, inside this views, we have JSP, right? If we will not specify here forward slash, then it will not go to suffix. Yes, after views, if we will not give here forward slash, then it won't go to like inside the folder. Yes, it will not traverse inside the folder. So after views, even we have to give forward slash. Now let me execute. And that's what I said. Small mistake was there. So let me clean the console, each and everything. Yes, I'll redeploy the application. So after that views, you have to give forward slash because inside view folder we have a file. Yes, so that's what. Now let's see, let's see. Initially you will get 4, not 4. Yes, now you will get 4, not 4 error, no doubt at all, because there is no JSP, there is no view present currently. So we have to specify the path now. Yes, so just a second, just a second. What I'll do here, so after this, yes, after this, what you can do, guys, after this, you can pass your, yeah, you have to pass, the controller is going to return what view. So it will return what, guys? View home. So let me execute now. Let us see now, let us see now, let us see now. Yes. You can see guys, we are getting hello Dinga and Dingies. Welcome to Spring MVC class. Yes, so just small mistake guys we did. We forget to pass forward slash. We forget to pass guys forward slash. So the controller is capable of handling multiple JSP files. You can do it guys, not a big deal. You can do it. Yeah. So just a second before that, look here. I want one more. I want that controller should handle one more view. I want guys that controller should handle one more view. So what I'll do, I'll declare here one more controller file. Yeah, so I'll say public, I'll say again string, and let's say about. This time I'm going to give about. You can give anything, but I want to check whether my controller is able to handle multiple view or not. So public spelling is wrong again. Public string about. So coming about this guys, coming about this method, again we have to map it. So I'll say at the rate, I'll say request mapping. I'll say guys request mapping. Just a second, we need to wait. Now request mapping, and here I'll pass name as when this method will be called, whenever I'll pass forward slash about. Yes. Now what this method will return? So this method is going to return another JSP page. So I'll say index 2. I'll say index 2. Now we have to create index 2 JSP. So for this, if you want, you can give a body here, sysout, hello guys. So let's say hello Dinga here I'll give. Yes, I'll give here hello Dingas. And here I'll give hello Dingies. Yeah, something like that. You can print Dingies. Yeah. Now if I'll call about, then index 2 web page, index 2 view should be called. But currently we don't have index 2 guys. So what we will do, again we'll go to views and we will create one more JSP. Yes, so here I'll say index 2, index 2.jsp, next finish, and here let's say I'll print something here inside h1. I'll take a h1 tag. I'll say welcome to spring class. Welcome to spring class. I hope, okay, let me take one more h2 tag. I hope you are learning the things, learning and enjoying the things, enjoying it, let's say enjoying it. So for this also, let's say I'll pass some center tag. Yes, if you want, you can use it. If you don't want, that depends upon you. It is up to you. So center, opening, closing. And for this, I'm going to give some other color. So I'll say BG color equals to, let's say this time I'm going to give pink. Yes, this time I'm going to give pink. That's it. So if I'll call guys, if I'll call here home, then index view will be called. If I'll call index 2, if I'll pass here about, then index 2 will be called. So just wait, let's see my Tomcat has been redeployed or not. Yeah, so reloading is done. So now again we'll go back and let's see whether it's working or not. So this time you can see guys, I'm passing nothing. If I won't pass anything, I'm getting an error. I'll get 404 because the resource is not there. Yeah, I'm getting 404. If I'll pass here home, then I'll get this one. If I'll pass here about, then let's see what we are getting. Then you can see we are getting this page. So guys, that's what our like backend controller can handle any number of views, but it will not handle directly. It will make use of resolve handler. Yes, it will make use of resolve handler guys. You can see this resolve handler, it is an interface, but we are using implementation class. This resolve handler is going to specify from where to pick like which JSP you want. Yes, that is the use of resolve handler, right? We will have many, like we will have multiple views, but which front end, which view want to pick? So that is picked by your resolve handler. So this home controller is going to tell to the resolve handler, and resolve handler is handling, in the sense it is picking which view user wants. So we are getting these different view based on client request. Yes, if view is not present, guys, we will get resource not found. If client wants home, so he will say /home. So guys, for home you can see you are getting here hello dingas. If I fire here something as about, if I fire here something as about, then you will get hello dingies. Yes, you will get in console hello dingies. So you can see based on client request, this backend controller is giving some response. Yes, so like this guys, you can create any number of like views, and all the views can be handled by controller. If you want, you can create a form page as well. Yes, in this JDBC also you can use, like we will see the things as the class goes on progress. So just we are making use of controller to handle the views. Yes, so guys, all of you execute this and see whether you are getting the output or not. Yeah, if you want, you can add here one more view. Yes, if you want guys, you can add here one more view. So let's say this time I'm going to give, instead of about, I'll say info. I'll say info, I'll change it to info. I'll change it to info, and this time I'll say this should return index 3. So any number of view can be handled by view resolver, and response will be given to, okay, response will be given by your controller. So just new JSP index 3, I should get this time index 3. So guys, all of you try parallelly, you know the concepts now. So we have created a view page here, and this time I'll give body bg color equals to green, and here let's say I'll just give h1 tag, and I'll say go corona. Yes, I'll give guys go corona, and let's say I'll give h2, you are the buffalo. You are the buffalo. I'm telling to corona, you are the buffalo. Yes, the buffalo, go corona. Yeah, so fine guys, if you want, you can keep in the center, so just use center tag if you want. That depends upon you completely. Control X. See guys, once you will do the configuration, then MVC is very easy. Once you will get the concept, trust me, it's the easiest concept, but you need to understand the things. Yeah, if I call info, if I'll call info, then you can see you will get this go corona. Okay, something else opened. Okay, let's see now. Yeah, you can see guys, we got here go corona. So based on that, controller can handle any number of requests. Yes, so like this guys, you can create, you can handle any number of things. So just this is a small example guys. Now we will see in next class how we can handle, how we can transfer the data. So basically you can see in this JSP page guys, we have static data. Yes, we have static data. Now we have to learn how we can pass a dynamic data and so many things guys. This is just a demo thing we have learned in this. I hope guys whatever we discussed it's clear, and all of you are getting the output. Yes guys, is it clear? You are getting the output now, all of you? Yes guys. Aishwarya, what you are doing? You are not responding at all. Aishwarya, are you executing the things?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so guys, clear up to here, whatever we have discussed, you got some idea like what is controller, what is view resolver? At least not that depth knowledge, but some idea you got, all of you? Yes, guys, all of you clear with the concept, whatever we have discussed, you got some idea? Yes. So guys, that's all for today. So in tomorrow's class, we'll proceed how to transfer the data. Yes, we'll see how to transfer the data and all. Yes, guys. So today we'll stop here itself. Next class, in tomorrow's class, we'll discuss. Today we learned so many concepts, right? Yes. So like this, be regular for the class. I'll explain you very interesting concepts. Yes, that you will not get in some other batches. Yeah. Ask your friends. Ask your friend. This depth springs no one will teach here. But I'm explaining each and everything. Yes. So be regular. You will learn the things, guys. And at last, definitely you will be able to design a small application or something similar to that. Yes. So at last, I'm planning to do a small project also. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So guys, all of you just go through. If you have any doubt, you can ask in tomorrow's class. Fine, guys. So that's all for today. Practice the things. At least give 1 hour, half an hour. Just go through. I'll say that's it. Fine, guys. So we'll stop here. We'll continue in tomorrow's class. So thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Take care.